I love living in the country. For me, it's about having space to breathe and being part of a group of people who think of themselves as one big family. And more than anything, getting close as I can to nature. What I've discovered over the years is the smaller the town, the more exceptional these things become.
You know, there's so much more to our beautiful state than just the city. Like this incredible town. This is Hope Town. In fact, it's the gateway to the Fitzgerald National Park.
The town was established in 1900 to service the Phillips River mining district. And depending on how many workers the nickel mine is employing at the time, the population hovers around the 500 mark.
One thing that always gets me is the number of cafes that are in this town. Now, the main street here is more or less the CBD, and at one count, just a few years ago, after the nickel mine closed down, there were 6. There was a very good chance you'd get a coffee if you were one of the 500 locals.
But what I really want to show you is what people who live here have right on their doorstep. It's the Fitzgerald River National Park. Talk about the lucky country.
Now, a lot's been happening in this magnificent park over the past few years. In fact, until recently, it had been closed for a $40 million facelift. And let me say, this is one that would have Joan Rivers rise to applause. Now, the money's been spent on things like sealed roads, there's new campsites, and these spectacular coastal walks that run from that coastline down there all the way to the very tip of East Mount Barron.
The park itself covers more than 300,000 hectares, and I'm not exaggerating when I say it's one of the most botanically significant national parks in Australia. The reason being is it's home to more than 20% of WA's plant species, yet it covers just 0.2% of the state's landmass.
While you're getting your head around that, how about this? 65 plants that grow right here in the park will grow nowhere else on this planet. I think one of the most spectacular to this area is this guy here. This is the Royal Hakea. You really should see this in spring when it flowers. It is just beautiful. Do you know what really blows me away about this place? It's the breathtaking ruggedness. I mean, have a look at that. To think it's just 600 k's southeast of Perth along one of WA's great drives. You know what this would be good for? What's the perfect long weekender? The Great Escape.
Depending on what backdrop you'd like, there's some magnificent campsites here as well. But before you visit, have a look at the guide on our Destination WA website.